Welcome to the Support Report podcast, hosted by United Community Supports of Maryland. Here, we discuss any and all topics relating to adults with developmental disabilities as we strive to make support resources and other interesting topics more accessible to our community. Our special guest today is Kenna Hall from our very own United Community Supports. Kenna is the Senior Director of Client and Staff Relations, and we are so excited to speak with her today all about PCPs. All right, so here with us today is Miss Kenna Hall. We are so excited to have her on to talk all about PCPs. Welcome, Kenna.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Okay, so I am going to jump right in, and we are going to start off with, what is a PCP?
So a PCP is the person-centered plan. This plan is required by DDA in order to receive services from one or multiple providers under the DDA administration. So it's important that the PCP is very reflective of the person, what their goals are, what their interests are, and what kind of needs they actually have towards meeting those goals, because everybody has different needs. So the PCP is very reflective of that to help DDA get sort of a well-rounded picture of a person in order to make sure the services that they have requested will actually assist them in reaching their goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really glad that they do the PCPs. I think this is a really good opportunity for the best fit for clients and everything that they want.
Yeah, the most important part is really making sure you give the CCS, the coordinators, a lot of information that they can put in there. The more information they have, the better.
Yeah, for sure. And then how long does it take for a PCP to be approved?
The PCP, your annual PCP usually takes about 20 to 30 days to be approved by DDA. They do have a required review time of 20 business days, 30 calendar days, to give them time to go through it. And that way, if they have any questions or something is confusing and they don't understand, they have plenty of time to go back to the coordinators and get those questions answered before it goes into effect. So the earlier you can get the PCP done, the better, and get it to DDA, but generally about a month. Revised PCP is a little bit longer.
Yeah, and that's actually the next question. Can the PCP be revised?
Yeah, so people change their mind all the time. I think that's just the way things are. We all have a really big interest in something, and then maybe we try it and we're like, not for me. So it's fair for clients to also be able to change their mind if they may realize they need more assistance than what they have, more support, or something else comes up, another medical issue. There are multiple reasons why somebody may need to adjust or change their PCP, whether it's changing their outcome, changing the provider if this provider is not working out for them and they want to find a new provider, or if they want to change their services. Maybe they're in one service, they didn't really like it, so they want to try a different service. There are so many reasons that you would revise a PCP, and clients have the choice to change it anytime they want during the year. All they have to do is notify their coordinator.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really great. That way, you're not stuck in something if it's not working.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people don't really realize that they're not, and they can change at any point in time, and change providers, change services, and increase or decrease services at any time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then who sees the PCP?
So the PCP is seen by pretty much most people that are on the team. So DDA sees the PCP, the providers see the PCP, and of course the client and their family see it. They should be getting a copy as well once it's been approved of the entire PCP. This way they have it on hand. Any staff person that works directly with the client will have access to that PCP because that is what they use to make sure they're helping them with what they've requested in the plan. So the plan is really for anybody who's on that particular client team.
And then how is a PCP different than an IEP that someone would have in school?
Yeah, so the IEP is very, very in depth. And I think they really focus more on the strengths and the weaknesses in each particular area that's related to their education, from academics to health and wellness and all of those different pieces. But it's really broken down. The PCP is more focused on what the client is needing, what the client's wanting. It's about them, that they develop as much as possible themselves. You know, a lot of times we have to do that with our family members who know them better, but they know, you know, this person likes this activity, they do not like this activity. They know them well enough to be able to assist people with learning about who they are and where they want to go. Where I think the IEP is just more focused on specifically and only education centered. The PCP can go anywhere that they want to do.
Cool. All right, awesome. So now on to the rapid fire. So what brought you into this field?
I've always wanted to help people. That has always been my mission. Even since the time I was young, I've always wanted to do something to help people. And I tried a few, like dabbled in a few different fields, teaching and, you know, kids, some nonprofit with kids and stuff. But this one is kind of where I found my passion. And I started because I do have a brother who is autistic. And I feel like this particular community is really overlooked as that whole big, you know, let's be more inclusive in our current society. Let's be inclusive. I feel like this community was just more overlooked than most. And I feel like they really have started moving so much more forward in services, what kind of services, tailoring services, that I really just wanted to be part of that, getting it, you know, more inclusive than it is now.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is really cool. And then what is your dream for this community?
Honestly, most of what I really want to see is a lot of our clients gaining the confidence more than anything to really involve themselves, and having staff who have the same sort of passion for helping people. I think that is probably the most lacking thing right now, is the staffing, especially through COVID, and just the staff having that kind of passion that builds our clients up.
And then last but not least, what is one thing that we can positively do to change services?
You know what? We could increase the funding for DDA so they are able to help providers pay staff better wages. That is what I think. That's the positive change that's needed. I think that if we could get people to put more funding and more work into this area, I think we could do it. We just, you know, it's hard to find staff. It's a lot of requirements for staffing. And I think if we could make that turn into paying competitive wages for staffing, we'd see a huge change and a fast shift into people moving quicker to their goals and outcomes.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. I think our staff would agree.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But they all deserve it so much, but you know, it's so few that you find with that passion. And I feel like we could bring way more into the field if we could afford to pay them. If there was a living wage that was reasonable.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we can always hope.
My dog has agreed. She
There you go.
wholeheartedly agrees with the comment being made.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thanks again for listening to the Support Report podcast. Tune in next month for a new episode.